The question I've been asking myself has been answered now. About Thandi leaving behind the little one. The little one has just arrived now. I didn't even see where that little one appeared from, eh? So now Thandi has got a cub. Thandi is done feeding. Not completely done, obviously. It's just giving a chance for the little one to eat. You can see now the little one approached, has just started eating now. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, this is quite an amazing sight. And look, the little one doesn't know where to start. Eh? So these little ones, when they get to an age of about 18 to 22 months, they're going to have to learn how to do things for themselves. So that is whereby they must have to go and learn the skills, hunting skills. So for these leopards, in order to be very skilled in terms of the hunting activities, they've got to learn it through play. Because if they don't practice it, they're not going to know how to do it. Have you seen what has just happened now? That little one nearly lost that whole body of the impala. But the little one managed to grab it back. So you can see that these animals are very much powerful, and they can easily grab something way much bigger than their body size. So look, the little one doesn't even know where to start. This is interesting, eh? So the little one is trying to kill the impala, which is dead already, eh? So you might find that the impala, this little one is trying to imitate what she saw happening before. The big ones taking down a prey. Look at that. I'm very happy to see that everyone is enjoying the sighting. Eric, the tree that these leopards are feeding on now has been pushed down. Obviously, that tree has been pushed down by strong wind, and if not strong wind, it's the largest land mammal. It's not that very high at the moment. Maybe from the ground, I can say where those leopards are, the distance between them and the ground is approximately 3 meters, not very far away. So that's why they are very comfortable, because the branch is like a table. That tree is not standing straight, you can see there. But the leopards can grab nicely, eh? Make use of their nails. Let's see how the little one is going to cut off the piece of meat there, because it seems to be struggling, eh? Not used to yet. Yeah, considering the age of this little one, I can say, yeah, still got to go through a very strong training in order to do these things by herself. MVP, the question about the possibilities of this little one losing the carcass, falling down, are very high, because when I'm looking at how the little one is trying to feed, I can see that this little one doesn't really know how to feed nicely from the tree or from the branches. Eh? Maybe this little one is used to feed from the ground. So the behavior the little one displayed at the beginning crossed my mind that it's not well adapted to feed from the trees. And also, the mother, while the mother was feeding, she was not just feeding, not concentrating to someone else. Look now, there's some noise we are hearing from the birds in the area. The time the mother was feeding, she was very much inquisitive. She was feeding while listening to what is happening in the surrounding. But the little one, her whole concentration is on meat. You can see all she's doing is just eating. She's not worried about what is going to come and what's happening in the area. So you can see that there's a big difference between the little one and the mother. It's only now that the little one stopped, but concentration, you can see that it's not on anything else. Her concentration is all on that impala. This is beautiful, eh? So the mother just got disappeared to the right hand side of this leopard. So I'm not very sure if we can see it. We can see her from here where I am, because I just didn't see where she got disappeared to. But I'm not surprised, because even the little one, how she came up, I didn't even see where she came from. I just saw her climbing the branch. So it means the time we came earlier, while we were still looking, the little one was hiding somewhere. Yeah, but that was not a fully grown impala. You can see the horns are still very small there. So these kind of horns for the impalas, we use them in Africa in order to create some of the musical instrument. So if we cut the horn there and go to the tip of the horn and just open a little hole, this can easily be a very musical instrument. Yeah, while still enjoying this beautiful sighting, I'm now going to Ralph and see what Tingana is doing on the other side.
Not doing much, but what we have done is switched over into infrared, or the night vision, and that's got a different light that gets thrown onto Tingana, or the subject that you're looking at, but with the naked eye you can't see it, so we don't need to use the spotlight. And so for any new viewers that aren't familiar with the black and white type of visual that we're getting now, that's as a result of us using this very special camera and enabling us not to use a traditional spotlight and disturbing the animals. It doesn't always disturb them in a big way when you're using those spotlights, but it does definitely have an effect, especially on diurnal animals or daytime active animals that you literally stun them with a spotlight. We can now watch from elephants to kudu, impala, lion, leopard, and everything in the dark without projecting a spotlight. So very, very special, and there's none of the game drives that you would go on in Africa that you would be able to see that unless you're looking through one of these special cameras. So very special for our viewers, and as well as the thermal camera that we do have. That let's show you exactly what I'm talking about. And there you can see very much the heat that is being portrayed from Tingana's head, and you can still also see a little bit in terms of the spots where they have garnered a lot of the heat. And then going down into his chest area, there is a lot of the heat, and then you can see where his foot is touching the log at the base. It's also now getting very warm there. You can see the log as well. It was very red when the sun was shining on it, but it's still retaining some heat. And then there at the base of the tree, the live tree as well, that one is also then projecting a little bit of heat there in the base. There you can see there. So it's fascinating, I find, to look at that. And that also led me to identify where his wounds were. Right. So there we come back to the infrared, and you can see how he's very tentative with that left front foot of his. You'll see if he lifts it up, he very gingerly sort of putting it back down. It must be because of the pain that he's experiencing there, from the wounds that he has, from whatever altercation he has had, which it seems is a mystery. Nobody knows what actually happened to him, and I hope that whoever it was that did that to him came off second best, and then we could coin the phrase, you should see what the other bloke looks like. Well, I hope that he showed him off. But it could have been going for food, it could have been over territory, it could have been all sorts. So, yeah, once again, Tingana is in La La Land, he's in Dream World, but the other two females are definitely not.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying the little baby of Thandi here, and today is my first day to see this cub. I've never seen this cub before. So you can see that Thandi was very much clever. Now she got disappeared, but she managed to take down the prey and drag it up to this tree, so that when the little one is feeding, nobody can disturb the little one. So reason for these leopards to hide things up by the trees is to avoid the scavengers, because scavengers can easily come and deprive their food. So they're trying to avoid competition there. But I think it's a good idea. Yeah, Marshall, the question about why leopards are good climbers compared to the other cats is that if you can look at the leopard now, let's just think about the lion, a male lion or a lioness. Look at that body. Lions are not flexible. If you look at the leopards are very much thin and they are very flexible. The body weight of the leopard is not that big. Males can weigh up to 90 kilograms, and the lions can weigh much bigger than that. So that is why animals such as the lions, they are not that very flexible in order to go very fast. Leopards can go up to a tree very quickly. They can do that very fast at high speed. So the body design for the leopards allows them to climb trees. And the body design for the lions, it doesn't allow them to climb trees. Yes, you can see the lions climbing trees. A tree like that, the one that we are seeing this kill from, it's not a difficult tree to climb.
Getting a lot of audio breakup. Just check.
Yeah, the tree that this leopard is feeding from now, you can see that is not a difficult tree to climb. Look at that. So this little one is going to get tired from feeding like that. Eventually, possibilities of losing that carcass are very high. Yeah, there's a question from a Paula if the cubs got to eat a lot more than the adults. The thing is, the adults, they have got to chase an animal. And as I said earlier, it's quite a very big job, and they lose quite a lot of energy when chasing these prey. So the little ones obviously cannot eat way much. They cannot eat way much compared to what the adults are eating. Adults will eat because they want to first regain the energy they have lost during their hunting activities until they are full, and then the little ones will then come and eat. But they cannot eat a lot, not as much as the adults. So you can see now that whole body is now falling to the edge. So we can now go and see what Tingana is trying to do on the other side.
Well, I think he might be trying to catch rabbits while he's in his dreamy dreamland. Or maybe he's chasing warthogs or impala, one of the two. He hasn't been pretending like he's running, but if I was a leopard, I'd be dreaming of scrub hares and warthogs and impala. What do you think he's dreaming of? Maybe marula trees and African vistas, looking out over the plains, maybe dreaming of taking the throne of the king of the jungle, beating the lions and hyenas into submission. I don't know. I wonder what's going on in that head of his. Ladybird, if I could be Tingana for a day, I wonder what I would get up to. I think I would go and give lots of people frights, because I'd be able to sneak up on all of them, and I know the human habits, and when people should not be walking around at night without a torch, I think I would definitely go and scare the living daylights out of them and have a soft chuckle to myself. But other than that, I think just seeing the nightlife from that perspective would be absolutely surreal, being able to walk around in the cover of darkness and relatively clear in your vision at night, and being able to blend so well into the environment as well would be a very nice, like, superpower. And that's what we were talking about at one stage as well. If you had a superpower, what would it be? Out here in the bush, I think for me, it would be to be able to fly like a drone. And as soon as we lose one of these cats, just be able to go up into the sky and be able to see exactly where they've gone. James saying it wouldn't help. Thanks, James. Yeah, well, not much is going to help you when we're out in the surf, buddy. And don't come with your bodyboard, because, then you know what we call bodyboarders, hey? They are egg beaters or shark biscuits. So careful, James. I might make one out of you. But there, at least he's woken up a little bit. Let's see, he seems to maybe like what I'm saying. Yeah, Mr. Tingana? Yeah, we also like to see James as a shark biscuit. But even there, his eyes are piercing, hey? You can see how his pupils have also enlarged now with the sun setting. So he's obviously making those eyes be able to take a lot more light into his eyes. So, well, we're hoping that he might get up and give us a last-minute kill. And speaking of kills, well, we'll have to send you on over to Thandi.
Yeah, Thandi got disappeared. I'm still having the little one trying to feed there now. You know, these little ones, when the adults are going out for hunting purposes, they hide them, because the little ones, before they go and learn, they can always spoil the chances of the mothers to catch the prey. So the little ones, when they are born, it's interesting. They are born with their eyes shut down completely for the first 2 weeks. Why? Because the mother knows very well that if their eyes are open, they are going to start wandering in less than 2 weeks, and that might attract some of the animals which can come and kill them. So they must have to have eye closed for the first 2 weeks. And that helps them as well when it comes to some of the things like the sunlight, because otherwise they are going to look at the sun and they can easily damage their eyes, because they are not going to know what they're doing. No, I saw that the little one noticed something. I'm not sure if Thandi is coming back. Ninamu, a leopard in Venda language is called ngwe. Ngwe. So ngwe is a Venda name for the leopard. And there where I come from in Venda, long time ago, we used to see a lot of black leopards. We even got a club, a soccer club, in the name of a black leopard. So that name black leopard derived from the black leopards that we used to see up there in Venda by the mountains during the olden days. Oh, the little one is trying by all means to train the muscles, Yeah, hyenas compared to the leopards, Heidi, the hyenas are way much bigger than the leopard. If you look at the spotted hyena, when the spotted hyena is standing, even the brown hyenas, especially the females, you will see the upright stand. And by that kind of a behavior, you can see that they look big. But apart from that, just considering the body size, the spotted hyenas, they look way much fat compared to the leopards. The leopards are very much light. Yeah, let's see. Maybe Tingana is now doing some other activities on the other side.
Well, he's picked his head up and he's watching one of the other game drive vehicles coming in with their guests. And I'm just going to, in a moment, just put my spot near to him just so that they can see. So, there he is. So I'm just indicating for the other viewers, the other guests, there is Tingana there. So because we're watching without the spotlight, so I'm just going to tell them that. You guys are welcome to put a spot near him if you want to. We've just got infrared, so yeah, we can see without a spot. But if you want to, don't worry, eh? So there we go. I think he might be getting up soon. It looks like he's making out as if he might do that quite soon. And you see there, I put that spot just bouncing a little bit onto him. That's it. I get a nice view of him there. And generally, the nocturnal animals don't worry very much about a spotlight. It's mostly the diurnal animals, and especially elephants. One thing that you must always remember if you do go out into or come out to South Africa or anywhere in Africa, and if you experience elephants at night, do not shine the light on them. It can make them actually quite aggressive to come towards that light and you know, almost extinguish it because they get irritated with it. And I've seen that many times with my guests. I've had to very quickly make them turn the lights off when there's elephants around. The elephants get very agitated with the light shone on them. But one thing that is a good defense for when you are in the bush, and if you're walking around, it's a very good idea to have a strong torch, because if you walking with it and you encounter any of the predators, shine that torch directly in his eyes. And that's not to hurt him in any way. It's just, if you think about it, if somebody, and you can try it out at night, get somebody to shine a torch straight into your eyes. You can't see, well, and don't damage your eyes now, so I'm not suggesting that. But try and see then, you know, from that perspective, you cannot see what's behind the torch. And so it's exactly the same with the predators. They get quite nervous and they're not going to come forward. So, and I've done it many times. I've had lions and hyenas and leopard as well, and I've walked almost straight past them with the light shone directly in their eyes, and they do not take another forward step because they can't work out what is actually shining this light at them. So they get quite nervous, and I've found it an excellent defense mechanism at night, walking around. And I have also had to walk around in the Kruger Park, not by my own choice, in the middle of the night. We had one of the girls, when we were doing a camp out, we do it regularly with the Trails Guide groups, and she was rather sick, and so we had to get her to a pickup point, and I had to walk about 1 kilometre in lion and elephant and buffalo central, and we just went with a very strong torch, and we managed to get her out of there. Now let's see his limp as he look at that, hey? Shame. He's very sore now as he gets up. It will take a little bit of time for him to loosen up. Now he's going to be walking. Oh, and he stopped right there. No, not comfortable. I think it's because his leg's so sore that he's actually stopped. Now that's the aerials at the back of the vehicle. Let's just see what he does. I'm just going to watch him for a second, and then I might have to try and relocate because he's now walking on the path directly behind us. So I'm a little bit sandwiched in here by the other vehicle, so we're going to have to try to... Yeah, you guys can go. And then we'll turn around and see if we can... We'll just see if he's... Okay, there he is. Yvette, leopards can sleep in trees at night. It does make for a rather comfortable sleeping position. I suppose it all depends on... Let me just let these guys go first. You guys can go first, eh? But go through now and I'll come behind you. You guys are very welcome, eh? No worries. I think he's been in a fight. Either hyena or another leopard. So that's it. We just let them get him there again. I've got a big log in front of me as well. So I just need to try and get round here. And then we'll go and have another look at him. Shame he's not going to get very far with that limp of his. But we'll just have a little check here. I don't think he's gone far at all. He's just over there. Let's just see if we can view him there. I think they've stopped because he's probably just in front of them. So let's see if we can see him through the bushes here. Is he there? There he is. He's laid down again. Darby, tell me when you can see him. There, he's gotten up again. Obviously they don't want to push up right behind him. So there they go. Okay. Oops, hang on. Whoa. We nearly had a little accident there. There we go. Sorry, I just had to let him know. He nearly reversed into me. There we are. I don't think my boss would be too happy with me if he saw that they just reversed into me. Anyway, there we go. I'm just going to stop right here. There we go. There he is. Okay, so let's have a look at that. You see now, once again, we're into that thermal camera, and you can see a little bit of heat in the trees. You can see the real heat all emanating from a metabolismic mammal body. I don't think that's a word, metabolic, something like that, creating his own heat. So that's absolutely fascinating. So I think he's probably going to hobble around for the next little while, and it's been an absolutely fantastic feline Friday, I would have to say. And well, the action never stops out here in the bush. Just need to keep on putting ourselves out there, and we just keep on finding all sorts. It's absolutely wonderful here in the Sabi Sands with all of these wonderful cats. Thandi Tlalamba and now Tingana. Well, folks, we're heading towards the end of the show. And I have to say thank you to all the crew in the FC. Thanks to the other guides, James and Sydney. Most of all to you, the viewers. Join us again tomorrow for another unexpected day. Goodbye for now, everyone.